Hey, it's Pete. Welcome back to Question Christ, and I seem to have upset some people with my latest video about the Colorado shootings. A number of people have gotten very upset with me, so I just want to set the record straight. Some people got upset with things that I actually said, and some people got upset with things that they thought I said, so I just want to kind of clear the air here of what exactly I said. The first thing I want to say is that my intention when I make these videos, especially on things like this, on a news story, is never to exploit the news story. It's because people, when these things happen, search for answers online. They search to try to figure out what this means to them and to their worldview. And there's a lot of hurting people out there, so that's the only reason I do these videos at this time. Even though I seem to have angered some people, I've also gotten a number of responses thanking me for this video that helped them and comforted them. So that is my intent. I'm not out to try to hurt anybody or to make anyone feel bad. So I hope you understand that that's my intent. So let me go through a few things that were discussed with me on some of these response videos that I got. There's a gentleman by the name of goes by the name of Agent of Doubt here on YouTube. What's up, buddy? We meet again. And I just want to say to you, Agent of Doubt, I'm sorry for what your state is going through. Agent of Doubt revealed that he is about an hour's drive, I guess, from Aurora, and that the whole community is going through a lot, and I totally understand that. Even if it might not have affected you directly, when your community is just immersed in something like this, it can have a drastic effect on you. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you or your community, and I'll be praying for you and for your community. My heart goes out to you and to your community. In the same breath, there are some things that you said that I don't think quite apply to what I was talking about in my video, and I just want to explain some of that. The first thing is this idea that that I don't think that atheists or other people of faith can be compassionate. I totally do. There's many people I know who have no faith system who are extremely loving and compassionate people. And people of other faiths. And all of those people should be loving on anybody they can in this terrible tragedy. The second thing is Agent of Doubt was talking about how sometimes Christians point to a humanitarian aid that comes through, or a neighbor that helps another neighbor in a tragedy like this, and they like to point out and say, hey, this is the best of Christianity right here. But I think, with all due respect, I think that is something totally different than what I was talking about. I was talking about individuals or families who lost a member of their family who was gunned down, senselessly murdered by somebody for no other reason but to murder them, and to forgive these people. So while I understand what you're saying, I think those are two different things. I do not argue that there could be atheists and people of other faiths and humanitarian aid coming in, and I think that's a wonderful thing. But I'm talking about when the tragedy hits you right between the eyes, and you've lost a family member, you've lost a daughter or a son or a wife, and you can find it in your heart through your faith to almost adopt these people into your family, someone who's killed one of your family members. I think it's just amazing and stands out. So those are two different things, I think, right? I think we can agree upon that. Agent of Doubt also said, is it only people of your faith that can forgive at this level? And I would honestly answer no. The stories that I mostly hear about are people who are Christians, but I was Googling around today before I made this video, and I did find a Muslim who had forgiven somebody for hurting him and his family. You don't see many of those stories, but that can happen. But what I would say is that I still believe this level of forgiveness is a God thing, even if the person who is using that forgiveness doesn't recognize it. So if there was an atheist who was forgiving somebody, I know God, from everything that I've read and from everything that I understand about God, God wants to love all his people, to have all his people with him. And everybody is made in the image of God. So I could see an atheist or a person of a different faith finding this level of forgiveness and not even recognize that this is a God thing. Now, I understand all the atheists are screaming, it's a cop-out, I got it. This is my belief, this is my opinion. You know, I also want to make sure, someone said something about this doesn't prove anything. I can't prove to you anything about God. I'm not ever here to prove to you about God. I'm here to show you that there's enough stuff that leads to belief in God as opposed to leading to belief in nothing. That's where faith comes in. But I will never give you a smoking gun that proves to you who God is. Or who proves to you there is a God, I should say. So I just want to make that clear too. There's a man who goes by the name of Cat's Eye on here. What's up, man? How are you? And he was quite upset with me because I was saying that I was talking about a miracle in the middle of this Colorado shooting. And for some reason, people started thinking that I was excited about the fact that Petra Anderson was shot in the face. That why did she have to go through that for a miracle to occur? And that I seemed to be, you know, excited. What's so miraculous about a girl getting shot in the face and this kind of stuff? I hope I made it clear. What happened to Petra Anderson is horrific, and she has a long way to go. She has a lot of physical therapy. She'll have a lot of emotional therapy and emotional scars, and she's gonna probably have some reconstructive surgery on her face. I mean, she has a lot to deal with. But I still stand by the fact that it is a miracle that this woman who was hit in the face with a shotgun blast had something already predisposed in her head that took that bullet and took it away from every area that would have damaged her or destroyed her brain. That is miraculous to me. That if a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, or didn't enter just right, she would be gone. That's miraculous to me. And I'm not going to back down from that. I understand that if you don't agree with me on that. But I think what happens is if God doesn't stop the thing altogether, if God didn't come in and just stop this guy from doing this from the get-go, which is another thing that Cat's Eye asked, why didn't he just stop this guy from coming in the first place? But if God doesn't come in and shut it down, then God can't be in any of the pain or the suffering or the rebuilding. He's almost disqualified from it, from what some people seem to tell me. The reason this thing wasn't shut down from the get-go is because God has given us free will. He wants us to wholeheartedly love him, and he gives us the freedom to not love him. He gives us a choice. He can't force us to love him, because that truly wouldn't be love. He could force us to behave like we love him, but to really love him, we have to have that space. You can't force someone to love you. But when you do that, people can reject you. And that is what this gentleman did. Not only did he reject God, he went towards evil. But because God gives us that freedom, life gets very messy, unfortunately. Because we're not robots, because we're not puppets. People choose evil sometimes, and life can get messy. But that is where God can meet us if we're open to it. God can come and heal some of this brokenness that people who choose evil inflict on others. And I understand people would rather just never have happened. I would rather it never have happened. But I don't think that disqualifies God from coming amongst us and trying to restore and build, and out of weakness and out of misery and out of horror come out and do something beautiful in that. And again, I'm not calling this whole thing beautiful. It's not. It's horrific. But there are beautiful moments, just like Agent of Doubt you recognize. You call them nuggets of goodness, I think he called them. Your nuggets of goodness, to me, is God speaking into people's lives. And I know I probably can never convince you otherwise, but all I was trying to show people was people going through incredible pain and still finding God in those moments. And that's pretty much all I was trying to do. But I thank you for your comments. Agent of Doubt, Cat's Eye, I appreciate the videos. They were well thought out. But I'd love to hear your questions and comments. And just all of us, wherever we are in the spectrum, please just be praying for these poor people in Colorado and Aurora and their surrounding communities.